Beverly Carter Remy, Assignment 3, my instructional lesson, which is being recorded. Come on in, boys and girls. Come on in. Take a seat, take a seat, take a seat. Now we're going to get started. I need you right now to look at your do now. Your do now is right here. Do now. You're going to think about it 5 minutes. Remember that. You think about it 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Create your paragraph. What academic task did you complete yesterday? Yesterday you had an assignment to complete one academic task. We've been talking about our comic books, our comic book activities. So now your assignment is to create one paragraph. Write what academic task did you complete last night? Remember, your paragraph or your structure of your paragraph or your writing assignment should be your introduction. You're going to introduce what you did. You're going to explain what you did. And you're going to conclude what you did for your academic assignment for yesterday, for your homework assignment. Remember, we're talking about that comic book assignment. Standard ELA 9R1.1 is what we're working towards starting today. Don't forget your name, your date. This is period 3. Okay, thank you very much for finishing that. Young people, please bring your papers up, put them in the box so we can move on. Keeping your comic books on the desk so we can talk about them, okay? You had the opportunity to read your comic books to decide, am I a comic book person or not? How many of you like the comic books that we sent home, you took home? Okay. Young ladies, how do you feel about comic books? Did you find pleasure in looking at and reading your comic books? Did you flip through them? What did you think? You liked them? Some of you did, some of you didn't, but that's okay. Not a problem. Not a problem. There's a reason that I sent those comic books home. Today we're starting on our literature, which is an old English poem we're going to start reading, and it's called Beowulf. And the reason that I wanted you to take a look at that comic book is because Beowulf has the same tone, look, characters, setting as a comic book. Okay? And once we get started, you'll be able to see that. Now that you've had the opportunity to tell me about reading that comic book and what you thought about your comic book, I want you to identify one photograph, one picture in your comic book that you can relate to. Take a look at that comic book, find one picture. You have on your desk drawing paper, tracing paper, colored pencils, etc. You can use that to draw your comic character. And as you draw it, you're going to pay close attention to the following. As I move to our board, our next board, you're going to pay close attention to the following. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. What do you see in your comic book photo? Are you able to identify any characters? If you can, you need to be able to think about. Okay, are you paying attention? All eyes up here. Watch me, please. Who are the characters? What's the tone? See that? What's the tone? I have this word highlighted. What is the tone of the comic book? Do you sense any danger in the comic book? Any danger? What's going on? Good guys, bad guys, conflict? Let me know what you see. What point of view did you determine What is the point of view that you are reading? And what do you see? How is that point of view being outlined? Now, these comic books depict fictional characters and superheroes. Are they good characters and bad characters in your comic book? Good character, protagonist, remember that word? Bad character, antagonist. So when you identify that comic character or scene, think about protagonist, antagonist. Who are you going to trace? Who are you going to develop? Who are you going to make a beautiful picture of to start in your album of characters? So that's what we need to do. Some good, some bad. Protagonists and antagonists. And that's your drawing assignment. Identify one character or scene to draw. Describe the character or scene. Give me the who, the what, the tone, and what impact does this character have in the story. So let's work on that. And then we're going to move forward. Okay, thank you very much. I know you did not finish, but you're going to work on this. You're going to develop it, and you're going to develop it until the point where we have a nice photo, and we'll do this until we have our binder created with our poetry and our characters. Today, we're going to start with this character called Beowulf. It is one of the first poems that was ever recorded and documented. And it is a poem, boys and girls, that is written in the Old English language, when language was first developed. Take a look at this photograph. You see that fictional character? Doesn't he look just like that comic book? So tell me, many of you say, I don't like poetry. I don't want to read about poetry. But take a look at this character. It's just like that comic book that you are reading. So why not think about poetry once you take your time and I teach you how to read it with the alliteration? You might just say, I enjoyed this. So here is Beowulf. Look at the picture. Very similar to your comic. Look at his clothes. What is he wearing? What is he holding in his hand? What is that thing? What is that circle? Now, in today's time, we will say that he is fighting like a soldier, maybe? He's fighting the bad guy. He's a soldier. Remember, this is hundreds and hundreds of years ago, Old English, the first noted language being spoken and written. So this is going to be very interesting as we work through it. So it's not just a picture. It's a fictional character, yes, but he's fighting against evil. The good is fighting against evil. Today, we do the same thing. We fight against good and evil. So that is what we are doing. Yes. So as we take a look at that and move ahead, we're going to think, okay, what do you see in the comic photo? Are you able to identify those characters again? Who are they? And is there a conflict? And what is the conflict? What's the tone of the page? Do you sense danger? Do you sense danger in this? And I have not even started to read it yet, but I'm sure you see some danger here. What is the danger? Can you identify the danger? What is the danger? Okay, the main character is Beowulf, the title of the poem. What danger is he faced with? Yes, think about that. Now, moving forward, I want to carry you to the vocabulary. Now, Sean and Jean, make sure that you listen closely. I know that this may be difficult for you, but I'm going to work with you. Look at the second sheet we have here, and we're going to review some vocabulary that would be helpful. In the Old English, you're going to be listening for a word that I will read to you, and that word is hal. Hal. The word is hal. Now, I've never used that word before in my life. Have you? I didn't think so. Have you ever heard anybody say hal? You? No, you haven't heard it. Jerry, have you heard anybody say hal? No? Okay. Well, guess what? Hal is a word that was used in Old English. And in Old English, hal, but in modern today's English, hal means hello. Yes, hal means hello. The next word that you're going to hear, or group of words, is halforst you. Halforst you. Halforst you. Do you know what that means? How are you? How are you? Can you say halforst you? Halforst you. Very good. Our next word is latch. Latch in Old English, latch means in today's English, I. See how the words have changed? Hal. Hal means be well. And they didn't walk up and say in Old English, how are you? Hi. They say, be well. And many days you hear people say today, be well. I like that. I think I'm going to start saying to people, instead of saying hello, I may say, be well. That's the way they greeted each other. So those are some words, just a few words. We're not going to be too aggressive today. This is your introduction. And as we work through this, the remainder of the week, you'll be able to be introduced to many more words. Now, Juan and Jean, take a look at this word, because hal in Old English means hello, but in Spanish, what do you say? Hola. Hola. Yes. Hola. And in Creole, you say sak passe. That means hello. Sak passe in Creole. Now, how are you? Old English, how fast you? Who fast you? But in Spanish, you say, ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? In Creole, you say, ¿Cómo irá? ¿Cómo irá? Repeat, ¿Cómo irá? Oh, who said they couldn't speak Creole? Now, when you walk up to someone and you see Jean, say, ¿Cómo irá? And Jean will be able to know that you are saying, how are you? How are you? And the last word I want to review, loch. But in Spanish, we say me, same, me. And in Creole, we say mim, mim. Meu mim, that means me, meu mim. But mim is the one word. So that's your vocabulary review. As we work through that, you will be able to do that. My ESOL students, you are paired with your group leader at your tables. ESOL students, your sentences are on the board that will guide you with your same words that you have to complete to help you. People from Denmark are blank. And you're going to see that. You're going to fill in that sentence. And the next sentence says, Beowulf is the king. He is the king of the blank. You'll be able to understand that more as we read. And sentence number 3, I am happy. I am happy. What word in the poem means happy? And we're only going to do one stanza, and you're going to be able to see the word which means happy. Other students, those of you in the group, please, you will be receiving this Smart Art word breakdown, your word from the story, Mead Hall. You're going, and the next word on this chart, you're going to see Mary. Please, when you see Mead Hall, give me 3 synonyms that refer or the same meaning as Mead Hall, the same as Mary, very self-explanatory, Mary, M-E-R-R-Y. Danes, here is your next word, Danes. What does Danes mean? You got 3 opportunities to tell me using only one word, Danes. Danes is Old English. So what does it mean? Warriors. That's not Old English. That's a today's word. So give me 1, 2, 3 words that are synonyms for warriors. That's what you will be working on. And these charts you'll find on your desk. Your leaders have them. Here's your next word, congregate. Please give me 3 synonyms for congregate. And your next word, plains. 3 words. Fill it in. Plains. Plains. Give me 3 synonyms for plains. You have that now. Okay. As we start to read the poem, you will be asked for some more information. We are going to hear some words. For example, praise. What does praise mean? How do we praise? In the opening line, lo, praise of the prowess, the people kings of spears armed dames, immediately establishes the poem's purpose to celebrate the deeds and renown of heroic figures. That's 1. Prowess. This word highlights the exceptional skills, courage, and strength of the king and warriors of the poem. Okay? Prowess. You're going to hear that. These words are also outlined on your desk for your word wall so you can complete your tree. The next word is honor. The poem emphasizes the importance of earning and maintaining honor through heroic actions and the admiration of others. Honor. Sometimes you all get into arguments when you are defending your honor, right? Paco, you got in trouble about defending your honor yesterday, didn't you? But you're okay now, right? So you understand that word honor. So you should be able to give me nice words, synonyms for honor. Atheling. This term, meaning a noble or royal person, introduces the lineage of great rulers whose stories will be recounted. So those are some things that you have to listen to as we read the poem, okay? Now, let's get started on your assignments. If you have any questions, let me know, please. As I start to read the poem to you, I will only read the first stanza. Only the first stanza. And you will be able to listen and look for those vocabulary words. Use your charts on the wall to determine which vocabulary word you are referring to and write it down, okay? If you have any questions, make sure that you are able to highlight your words, the vocabulary words that you see on the wall, highlight them. Highlight them. Now, you've had the opportunity to see the vocabulary words. Now, I am going to read the first stanza for you. This is the poem, The Beowulf Poet, about 750. Hear me, so begins Beowulf, the oldest surviving poem in English. The command was intended to capture the listening audience's attention, for Beowulf was originally chanted or sung aloud. Centuries of poet-singers called Scots recited the adventures of Beowulf. It is our great fortune that eventually a gifted poet unified the heroic accounts and produced an enduring work of art. Unfortunately, we don't know who that poet was or when Beowulf was composed. Scholars contended that the poet may have lived any time between the middle of the 7th century AD and the end of the 10th century AD. Now, I told you that this is Old English, yes. However, this poem was written and it has some alliance to the region around Germany. So that may give credence to some of these words on how they were pronounced. It sounds that it was more German speaking. Now, listen as I read the first stanza. A powerful monster living down in the darkness growled in pain, impatient. As day after day the music rang loud in that hall, the harps rejoicing, call and the poet's clear songs sung of the ancient beginning of us all, recalling the Almighty making the earth, shaping these beautiful plains marked off by oceans, then proudly setting the sun and moon to glow across the land and light it. The corners of the earth were made lovely with trees and leaves, made quick with life with each of the nations who now move on its face. And then, as now, warriors sang of their pleasure. I hope you listened carefully. I will have my Group 1 leader, Group 2 leader, Group 3 leader come up, please. As I read, I need you to repeat after me. A powerful monster living down in the darkness growled in pain, impatient. Very good. Loud in that hall, the harps rejoicing. Call and the poet's clear songs sung of the ancient beginning of us all. The Almighty making the earth, shaping these beautiful plains marked off by oceans. Then proudly setting the sun and moon to glow across the land and light it. Very good. The corners of the earth were made lovely with trees, and leaves made quick with light with each. Fabulous. Of the nations who now move on its face, and then, as now warriors sang of their pleasure. Very good job. Did you hear those, your leaders class? It's your turn now. It's your turn, boys and girls. You will now repeat. Each leader will read a part. Class, I want you to try and repeat with them. I'm going to read with the leader, so we are going to do it together. Leaders, are you ready to repeat with me? You're going to read with me? Class, as we read, then you give me the poem again. Everybody together. Well, leaders with me. And then, class, you repeat. A powerful monster living down in the darkness growled in pain. Okay, let's try to do that one again. That was a little... A powerful monster living down... Much better. In the darkness, growled in pain. Impatient. As day after day the music rang. Loud in that hall, the harps rejoicing. Call and the poets' clear songs. Very good, very good. Now, boys and girls, at your tables, and I'll come around and work with you, you are to read one at a time. Each one of you will read your poem aloud to your group. Let's see how well you can do. And I'll walk around and listen to you. This will take about 3 minutes. Each one of you, there are 3 of you to a table, read your poem. Leaders, table leaders, you listen to the readers. Very good. Now, let's do our writing assignment. Taking a look at what we have on the board and using your smart art. Using your smart art, using a copy of the poem that you have, and I only gave you the first stanza. I do not want to go beyond. The language is quite hard. We need to make sure that we are understanding. Your job, Esau, identify the matching word for your sentences. Other students, with the smart art charts, you are to find your synonyms for those words. I'll give you 10 minutes to get this going so we can talk about it. Okay, boys and girls? I'll be coming to your desk. If you have any questions, I'll be able to answer them at that time. Thank you very much. You're doing a fabulous job.